Hello and welcome to Enlargements, Negative and Fractional Scale Factors with Cubit Education. This is part of your GCSE Maths course. And what we're going to do today is go through about 7 different exam questions on enlargements using negative and fractional scale factors. Now, if you haven't already, you need to go back and watch the enlargements video alone, which will help you with your understanding of these ones because they're a little bit more tricky. So we're going to look at this question here, and it says to enlarge the shaded triangle by a scale factor of 1.5 from centre P. And you get 3 marks for this question. Okay, so you can see here that this is your centre of enlargement. And again, if you understood how to do it, how to do it on the last video, then you'll understand how to do it on this one, hopefully. So let's start then. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work out how to get to this shape here. At this point, sorry. Now, to get to that point there, I'm going to go across my x-axis 2 spaces. Okay, so 2 spaces. Now, if I know that that's too long, well, my new shape is actually 1.5 times that. So I have to times that by 1.5. 2 times 1.5 is actually 3. So instead of going 2 spaces from point P, I would go 3 spaces. So my new space would actually end up there, my new point. Then the next thing you need to figure out is how you get to this point here. Now, in this case, you've gone up 4 spaces, okay? And your new position will be 1.5 times that. So 4 times 1.5. So 4 times 1 is 4, and then 1/2 of 4 is 2. So that's 6. So instead of going up 4, you're going to go up 6 spaces. Sorry, if I did that a bit too quickly, I'll just show you that again. So without a calculator, to do 4 times 1.5, I know you should probably know that, but just in case, you would do 4 times 1, which is 4, and then 1/2 of 4 is 2, so you add them together to give you 6. So instead of going up 4 spaces here, okay, we're going to go up 6 spaces, so 4, 5, 6, which is there. So that would be our new point, okay? Then finally, we have to figure out how to get to this point. Well, this point's quite easy. So this length here is actually 4 long. Okay, so our new one then will be 4 times 1.5, which is 6 again. So I know that actually I need to go across 6 spaces. So this is my old point here. Okay, but don't forget your triangle is actually starting, your new triangle starts here. So instead of going across 4, you're going to go across 6, which is there, but it would actually be up there where your triangle would sit. Okay, so you're going to go across there, and you're going to go down there, and then down there. Okay, and again, you can use your ruler. So all I did for this line here is because I already knew that I had a point there. So I just used my measurement to do my longer length instead of having to figure out how to get from P all the way up there. Okay, I just lengthened the line. All right, so let's have a look at another question then, so you can get some more practice, all right? Okay, so in this question then it says to enlarge triangle A by a scale factor of -1.5. So this time it's a minus question, okay? And you do get 3 marks for it, remember? Okay, so it's round centre 0, so let's put centre 0 in there, all right? And then first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find this point. So I need to work out how I got from there to there. So this x-axis, this line here, okay, is 2. I went across 2. Okay. So if I went across 2, I'm going to write 2 there and 1 there because I got. So we're going to go 2 times minus 1.5, okay, because I want to work out that first length. So 2 times minus 1.5 will give us -3, okay. And then this length here, this 1, all right, that also needs to be times by -1.5. Okay, so that's just -1.5. That's fine. So now what we do, we've got our new coordinates for our new point, and that's -3 minus 1.5. Well, not coordinates, but in this case they are. So they're not actually coordinates. What they're saying is that's where you're going to go from this point here in the center. Okay, so sometimes your center might not be 0, 0. It might be -1, -2. In which case you would then move -3, -1/2 spaces from that point. Okay, so our new point then now is going to be from here -3, 1, 2, 3, -1/2. Sorry, that's supposed to be -1/2. So -3, -1/2. So our new point would actually be there. So I'm just going to place that there. Okay, I know it looks a little bit random, but just bear with me. Okay, so now we're going to figure out how we got to that point there. Now, it might seem easy and that you can just put that in, but just in case, we're going to work it out. So, I'm going to go from my centre, and I need to work out how to get from my centre up to that point. So that's obviously 3 along and 1 up. So I first have to do 3 times -1/2. So 3 times -1 is -3. Okay, 1/2 of 3 is 1.5. So altogether you'll have 4.5. So it'll be -4.5. And then we'll do 1 times -1/2, which again gives us -1.5. So there we go, -4.5 -1.5. Technically it's a translation, so I should really write it like this. Okay. Because I've been writing it like coordinates and I shouldn't really. So now we're going to go from our center point here and we're going to go to -4.5, so -4.5, and down -1.5, which will be just there. Okay. All right, so we can put that point in then in yellow. All right. And then the other thing we can do, now if you notice, the reason I'm doing these in colours is because you can see that this point here is now this point here. Okay, so now finally what we're going to do is we're going to find this point here. And to get to that point, we went across here, 2, and up, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we need to do then 2 times -1.5. which gives us -3, and then 3 times -1.5, which gives us -4.5. Okay, so we need to go -3, -4.5 from our center point. So here's our center point, -3, -4.5 there. Okay, so our new point will be there, and then all you can do is draw in your new triangle. Now there is another method to this, so if you are struggling, please comment and I will do a video on the other method. I have also mentioned that in the other enlargements video. Okay, so let's have a look at question 3 then now. Like I said, there's about 7 questions to go through just to get your knowledge and understanding up there. Okay, to get the high marks. All right, so question 3 then. Question 3 says to enlarge triangle A by a scale factor of -1/2 with a centre of -1, -2. It then says to label your triangle B and you get a total of 3 marks. So all you need to do then is we are going to put our centre in. So our centre is -1, -2. So let's put that in black. -1, -2. So that's there. So now what we need to do is think, okay, I want to get from there to there and enlarge it by a scale factor of -1/2. So how do I get to there then? That's our first point. Well, I need to go across 2 and down 2. Now, very, very careful with going downwards. It makes a difference because you're actually minusing 2. So it's actually a -2 there. Okay, so to do point A then, let's write point A here. Point A, to get from your centre, it was 2 spaces, so 2 times -1/2. Okay, well 2 times 1/2 is 1, so that must be -1. And then another -2 times -1/2 now. So again, 2 times a half is 1, but because they're both negative, it will remain a positive. So now you're going to show that you've got to go from point, the centre, so we're at our x, minus 1, 1. So we're going to go minus 1, 1. So our new point will be there. Okay, so let's put that in. Okay. So then now we're going to work out how to get to this point here. In order to get to that point there, we go across 2 and up 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2, 4. So point B then, we're going to have 2 times minus half, giving us minus 1 again. And then we went up 4. So 4 times minus a half is minus 2. So it's minus 1, 2 then from our centre point. Minus 1, minus 2. So minus 1, minus 2. So there. Okay. Yep. All right. And finally then, point C, which is this one. Point C. We have, to get from our centre value, we have got to go across 1, 2, 3, 4 and down 2. Okay, so that's 4 times minus a half, so that'd be a minus 2. So 4 times minus a half gives us minus 2, and minus 2 times minus a half gives us 1. So you've got to go minus 2, 1. So minus 2, 1, there. So our new point will be there, which makes sense. Okay, and we can now just draw in, oops, not very well, obviously, our new triangle. Okay. Again, if you have any questions or you're getting a bit confused on this, obviously then just let me know in the comments and try and be specific about which area you're struggling with, and then I can help you further. All right. Okay, let's go on to question 3 then. All right, so, sorry, question 4 rather. Enlarge shape T with a scale factor of minus 1.5 at centre 0, 2. So with this one, again, let's put in our values. So scale factor of minus 1.5, centre 0, 2. So 0, 2. Okay, so I go to 0 and up to 2. Across to 0, up to 2. And we have a minus 1.5 scale factor. So the first thing I need to think about then is how to get to here. So 1, 2. So it's too long. We don't have to go up or down anywhere. So for point A, we've gone across 2. So to work out where our new point is going to be, we're going to take that 2 and we're going to times it by our scale factor of minus 1.5 or minus 1.5. Okay. Minus 1.5 times 2 is minus 3. So all we need to do to get our new point is go across 3 rather than, go to minus 3 rather than 2 spaces. So for this one, because it's minus 3, we have to go from here minus 3 that way, meaning that our new point will be there at minus 3 because our centre is at 0 anyway. All right, so then we're going to try and figure out our second point, which is going to be this one. So for this one, we've gone across 2 and up 2. Okay, so point B then, nice and easy, 2 times minus 1.5, minus 3, and another 2 times minus 1.5. Okay, is another minus 3. All right, so then we just go from our centre point to minus 3, minus 3, 1, 2, 3, which would give us there. Okay, so again, like I say, these aren't actually, they're not coordinates, it's like a translation. You're going back 1, 2, 3 because it's a minus, and down 1, 2, 3 because it's minus 3. So we actually end up here. All right, so that's our second point just there. Lovely. Our third point then will be this one just here. And to get to that one, we're going to go across. And you just need to notice that I'm always going across first. It's better, you won't get confused then. Please go across first and up second. So you've gone across 4 and up 2. So for point C, we have 4 times minus 1.5, which will give us minus 6, and 2 times minus 1.5, which will give us minus 3. So again, from our centre, we're going to go minus 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and minus 3. 1, 2, 3, giving us a point just there. Okay. So that can go in just there. -6, -3. All right. And then finally, what we can do is we can probably join them together. But just in case, what we're going to do is we're going to do this point. Just in case. So with that point, again, we're going across 4, but we're just going up 1. So point D is 4 times -1.5, which is -6. And then 1 times -1.5, which gives us -1.5. So all we're going to do then to put our last point in is we're going to go from our centre, we're going to go -6 and then -1.5. So 1.5, which will give us about there. Okay. Yep. So I'm just going to put that in. And then all we need to do is link everything together. And you're done. Giving you 3 marks. Now, it might seem long-winded, but the quicker you get at this, you will find it really easy. And you'll be able to complete these questions really quickly. Apologise for my slanted shape there. It's not very good, is it? Okay, so yeah, please practice these. They're really good to kind of print some of these off and just have a really good go. All right, question 5. So, enlarge the triangle by a scale factor of -1/2. Okay, so from centre 0, so that's quite a nice one. And you get 2 marks. So, first of all, centre 0 is in the middle there. Okay, and we're going to work out how to get to this point first. So to get to that point, we went 2 across, 4 up. So 2, 4. Okay, and then to do point A, you will do 2 times -1/2, because that's our scale factor, which gives us -1, and 4 times -1/2, which gives us -2. If you're not sure why these are your answers, 1/2 of 2 is 1, and because there's only 1 minus, then there's going to be a minus in your answer. 1/2 of 4 is 2, and because there's a minus, there's going to be a minus in your answer. So from our centre point then, we are going to go -1, -2. So -1, -2, and it's there because this is a very small grid. Okay, so -2. There's our new point, okay? Then we're going to do point B, which will be this one. Okay, point B. To get from here to here, it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, and then 4. So 14 times -1/2. Well, 1/2 of 14 is 7, so it's going to be -7. And 4 times -1/2 is -2, because we did it there. Okay, so from our centre point then, we are going to go -7, -2. Okay, let me do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, so there. Okay, and then finally, this point just here, across 2. So that must be 2 times -1/2. Okay, well, 1/2 of 2 is 1, -1. And then to get up here, it was 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 there. So 12 times -1/2. 1/2 of 12 is 6, so it'll be -6. So from our centre point, we are going to go -1, -6. So -1, 2, 4, 6. And look, you can see how perfectly you have got that. Oops. Ugh, not my drawing, obviously, but there you go. I'm sure you'll use a ruler and do better than me. Okay, so there you go. Question 5. I hope you're starting to get this now. Sometimes it takes a while to get it. Please, please, please don't give up just because you don't get the first question. The more you watch it, the more you get it. Okay, so please watch this in detail, maybe 3 times if you don't get it, because it will really help. All right, so question 6 then. The triangle ABC is to be enlarged using E as the centre. To give the triangle PQR, the line PQ is the image of line BA. Okay, so basically what it's saying here is, well, first of all, question A is saying write down the scale factor of the enlargement. Now that's quite easy because we can just say, well, the scale factor must be whatever this was. What do we times that by to get to this? So if we have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this measures 6 and this measures 3. So to get from 3 to 6, 3 times 2 is 6. So it must have a scale factor of 2. Okay, so we can put that in there. Okay, because you timesed by 2. Okay, and then the second one says to complete the triangle PQR. So what you need to figure out is how, first of all, we need to know which side of the triangle is where. So we don't know where that is. That could be there or there or there or there. We need to figure that out. So all we need to do is work out how we got from here to our centre. And it's across 2 and down 1. Okay, well, because it's a scale factor of 2, and this is our centre of enlargement, we need to do the same again, but we need to double it this time. So instead of going across 2, we're going to go across 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And instead of going down 1, we're going to go down 2, which is there. Okay, fine, great. So we know that that point is that point. Okay, it doesn't necessarily help us yet, but I'm just showing you. All right, so now what I'm going to show you is point C. Okay, so how do we get from point C to E? And we go across 1, 2 and down 1, 2, 3. Okay, so in order to work out where point C is, we're going to go across 4 because that was 2, so we need to double it. So we're going to go across 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to go down 6 because we need to times that by 2, and that was 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our new point will be there. Okay, meaning that our triangle then will go down to there and down to there. And you've got your second point. Okay, I mean that's quite a bit for 2 marks, I think. But anyway, all right. So I hope that's understood as well. Let's do our final question. So our final question says to enlarge triangle T by a scale factor of -2 from centre 0. So this is quite a nice one. So you're going from centre 0 and you are going to enlarge it by a scale factor of -2. So what you're going to do is this, to get from here to here, was 1, 1. So point A will be 1 times -2 because that was our scale factor. And again, 1 times -2 because that was our scale factor. So we're going to go from point 0 and we're going to go -2, -2. So -1, -2, -1, -2. So our new triangle will start there. Okay, then let's work out how we got to this point here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and 1. So don't forget, it's always from your point. All right, don't forget that. So we've gone across 3 and up 1. So for point B, you've got 3 times -2, which is -6, and 1 times -2, which is -2. So we're going to go from our point here, -6, -2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. So our new one would go there. Okay, so now we actually do know that that is the baseline. We're just going to find this point now. Okay, let's do that in blue. So to get to there, it's across 1 and up 4. Yeah. So for point C, it's 4 times, sorry, no it's not. We're going to do the x-axis first, remember, this one always first. 1 times -2 and 4 times -2. Okay, so then you're going to go from your point centre, -2, -8. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and your new point will be just there, giving you your new triangle. Again, make sure you use a ruler. And there it is. Okay. Right, So I really hope you've understood that. That was a range of questions that could come up very similar to that in your exam. They're all from exam papers. So if you have any problems, please comment on the video or on the course, depending on where you're doing this, and give me details, and I'll try and help you as best as I can. And I would recommend starting on the first enlargements video that is more simple. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time.